Quark theory, also known as quantum chromodynamics (QCD), is a fundamental aspect of modern particle physics. It describes the behavior of quarks, the fundamental constituents of matter, and the strong force that governs their interactions. This theory emerged in the mid-20th century as physicists sought to understand the structure of matter at its most fundamental level. Here's a comprehensive overview of the history and development of quark theory. Prelude to quark theory. Discovery of subatomic particles. The journey towards quark theory began with the discovery of subatomic particles, such as electrons, protons, and neutrons, in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Physicists realized that these particles were not fundamental, but composed of smaller constituents. Development of quantum mechanics. The development of quantum mechanics in the 1920s provided a theoretical framework for understanding the behavior of particles at the atomic and subatomic levels. Quantum mechanics revolutionized physics and laid the groundwork for later developments in particle physics. The Eightfold Way, particle classification. In the 1960s, physicists Murray Gell-Mann and Yuval Ne'eman independently proposed a system for classifying subatomic particles based on their properties, known as the Eightfold Way or the SU3 symmetry. This classification scheme organized particles into multiplets based on their quantum numbers. Introduction of strangeness. Gell-Mann introduced the concept of strangeness to explain certain properties of particles that did not fit into existing classification schemes. Strangeness became a key concept in understanding the behavior of particles within the framework of the Eightfold Way. Discovery of quarks. Gell-Mann's quark model. In 1964, Gell-Mann proposed the quark model to explain the structure of hadrons, particles composed of gondrics. He suggested that protons, neutrons, and other hadrons were composed of smaller particles called quarks, which come in 6 types or flavors: up, down, strange, charm, bottom, and top. Experimental evidence. The discovery of deep inelastic scattering in experiments conducted at the Stanford Linear Accelerator Center, SLAC, in the late 1960s provided experimental evidence for the existence of point-like constituents within nucleons, protons, and neutrons, supporting the quark model. Development of quantum chromodynamics, QCD, strong force and color charge. The quark model raised questions about the nature of the force that binds quarks together within hadrons. In the early 1970s, physicists such as Murray Gell-Mann and Harold Fritsch proposed quantum chromodynamics, QCD, a theory describing the strong force as mediated by gluons and based on the principle of color charge, analogous to electric charge in quantum electrodynamics. Asymptotic freedom. One of the key insights of QCD came from the discovery of asymptotic freedom by David Gross, David Pagalitzer, and Frank Wilczek in 1973. Asymptotic freedom refers to the phenomenon where quarks and gluons behave as free particles at very short distances, allowing perturbative calculations of strong interactions. Confinement. Despite asymptotic freedom at short distances, quarks and gluons are always confined within hadrons at longer distances, a phenomenon known as confinement. The exact mechanism of confinement remains a topic of ongoing research in theoretical physics. Experimental confirmations and lattice QCD. Experimental tests. Over the decades, numerous experiments in particle physics have provided confirmation of QCD predictions, including measurements of hadron properties, scattering experiments, and studies of particle collisions at high-energy accelerators, such as the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, at CERN. Lattice QCD. Lattice QCD is a numerical technique used to study QCD non-perturbatively by discretizing spacetime onto a lattice. This approach allows researchers to perform calculations of hadron properties and strong interaction phenomena using supercomputers. Lattice QCD has provided valuable insights into the behavior of quarks and gluons at low energies. Modern developments and open questions. Quark-gluon plasma. At extremely high temperatures and densities, such as those found in the early universe, or in heavy ion collisions at particle accelerators, matter undergoes a phase transition to a state known as quark-gluon plasma, where quarks and gluons are no longer confined within hadrons. Beyond the Standard Model. While the Standard Model of particle physics, which includes the Quark model and QCD, has been highly successful in describing particle interactions, it is not a complete theory. Physicists continue to search for new phenomena beyond the Standard Model, such as dark matter, supersymmetry, and a unified theory of all fundamental forces. In summary, quark theory, or quantum chromodynamics, represents a cornerstone of modern particle physics, providing a framework for understanding the structure of matter at its most fundamental level and describing the strong force that binds quarks together within hadrons. Through theoretical developments, experimental tests, and numerical simulations, physicists have made significant strides in unraveling the mysteries of quarks and the strong interaction, while many questions and avenues for exploration remain open. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.